Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be creating some beautiful lemon decor DIYs using dollar store items. Let's go ahead and get started on our first project. I'm using 3 of these picture frames from Dollar Tree. They measure 6.5 by 10.5. That's the inside dimensions of the frames. Now my outside frames were already white, so that was perfect. I didn't have to paint them. And I'm going to use these papers as a guide. I have created a free printable. This is on my website, and the link for my website is in my description box below. When you click on that link, it will take you directly to my website. Then you can go over and click on free printables. From there, you will scroll down till it says read more or continue reading. You'll click there and it's going to pull up the images for the printables. So just scroll through until you find the one you want to use. I have these 3 listed as frame 1, frame 2, and frame 3. When you find the frame 1 in this instance, you will click download. It's going to pull up a PDF document where you can then go in and print. Now with my printer settings, I have to go over to the left-hand side and click more settings, and then I'm going to click actual size because this is going to give me the exact dimensions for this particular picture frame. And then I've also decided to go ahead and print it into 1200 PPI, which is the pixels per inch. That's going to give it more color and more depth. Now this is a watercolor free printable, so once you finish with frame 1, you'll just go back and click frame 2, download and print it, and the same for frame 3. Now if you like to use free printables in your projects, make sure you go up to the top, enter your email, and follow me there so you will get an email notification when I post new posts. So now that I have all of those printed out, I am going to use that paper that came in the picture frame as a guide because the background of my picture is white and my copy paper is white. I want to make sure that I have enough overlap on each side so that when I sit it down into the picture frames, they're all going to line up together. So once I place each one in the frame and put the backing back on, this is a very inexpensive way to create some really beautiful wall art. And not only can you display this on the wall, but you can also set it on a shelf. I love the colors in this watercolor. I think this piece is beautiful and it cost very little money. Let me know what you think of project number 1. Our second project, I am using one of these lids from one of Dollar Tree's boxes with the lids. I've used these boxes in several DIYs over the years, so I have extra lids lying around. I am going to take some watered down antique wax and go around the outside edging as well as the inside edging of just this frame. Now this is a nice way to create a beautiful light colored stain without actually having to use wood stain. You could also mix water with a brown acrylic paint to get the same effect. Then I'm going to go over that with a dry paper towel and remove any of the excess moisture from that water mixture and set it to the side and let it dry. Now, I did not have any poster board. I could not find any scrap pieces, so I'm going to use the back side of one of these cards because I want a sturdier piece and I wanted a white background to go down inside the bottom of this box. So once I cut the side dimensions down, I'm just going to hold that in place and make a marking so I know how to get the exact cut for the fit that will fit in there. This is going to provide me a nice sturdy base for another free printable that I have made for you guys. Now this one is the exact dimensions for the inside of this lid if you go on the outside border of that buffalo check. So once I cut that down, I'm going to attach it to that cardstock piece just using a glue stick. And once I have that pressed firmly and there are no wrinkles, I want to give this a nice finished look, so I'm going to cover the back of it with some craft paper just by holding the lid and tracing and cutting that out. This is going to give us a nice finished look, but it's also going to cover up that design that is showing through on this box lid. I'm going to attach that with the same glue stick, really emphasizing on those outside edges to make sure that it doesn't peel up. Now that I know everything's going to fit right inside our lid, I'm going to use the same glue stick and apply that to the inside of the lid as well as the outside edging on the back of our card, again to make sure nothing peels up. Now, what a great way to use those extra box lids that I had sitting around. I love how this turned out. I love this gorgeous free printable that you can get on my website. And I think this looks good on the candlestick that we have there from Dollar Tree, but also in a tray or on a tiered tray. For our next project, we're using one of these wooden rolling pins. These come from Hobby Lobby, 3 in a pack for $3.99, so that is a great deal. I'm using lemon yellow folk art acrylic paint, and I mixed a little bit of white chalk paint in there to tone down some of that yellow. I'm going to paint each end, including the end of the actual center part of the rolling pin, in this yellow color. Once that dries, I'm going to take the white chalk paint and paint the center of the rolling pin with one coat of white chalk paint. Now, we will be covering it up, but it's going to give us a nice white base. Now, once I had that painted, I thought the yellow was still just a little too bright for me, so I added a dab of pumpkin orange folk art acrylic paint, mix that up. Now, I'm not going to cover the yellow completely. I'm going to take my brush and go around all the areas that I painted yellow in kind of a streaky fashion, and then I'm going to take a dry brush and blend that all in. It's going to give it a little bit more dimension and a little color variation. And here I'll show you a close-up once I get that on, the difference between where we added a little bit of that orange and it toned that yellow down a lot. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other end. And again, you guessed it, another free printable. Now, the measurements of the rolling pin are 3 7/8 long, and then the diameter is a little bit more than 3¼ inch. So I used those measurements to determine how to cut this out because I want to make sure that the saying, the phrase, and the pictures are in the center of the rolling pin. Now I'm just going to wrap my regular copy paper around it and hot glue it in place. And as I have that first section hot glued, I'm going to pull it really, really tightly and make sure that I glue the back section down. Now, what I love about this is you can change this out in the season since we just hot glued this down. You can just paint those ends, take the paper off, and create a different style for a different season. Keeping in theme with my black and white and yellow in today's video, I'm using this ribbon that has the gingham print on it. I've just cut a length of that down, folded it in half, and I'm hot gluing it together. This is going to create a really beautiful border on each end of our rolling pin. Now, because I'm using a sewing ribbon, it has a beautiful black edge on the outside. I want to keep that black edge on the outside of each of the rolling pins. So once I glue one side down, I'm going to flip it over and make sure that edging is on the outside of the other side of the rolling pin. Now, you could leave this step off if you don't want the ribbon on there, but I think it just keeps in theme with what we've got going on, and I love these colors with the black and white and the yellow. Now, this is really pretty all by itself, or it is also really beautiful paired with our previous project with the welcome sign using that box lid, and it also looks really gorgeous in a tray. So if you're new to my channel and you're enjoying today's projects, I'd love you to stick around by clicking on that subscribe button and the notification bell. To all my current subscribers, thank you so much. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I would also love for you to visit me on all my other social media accounts. All those links are in the description box below. Project number 4, I'm using one of Dollar General's metal canisters. I bought this last year, so if you can't find it this year, this is about 8 inches tall, so any canister will do. I removed the cord around the top and gave it a coat of white paint, including that inside rim. To decorate it, I'm using one of these lemon bundles from Dollar General for $3. I'm actually going to be using this one and then a couple of stems off of another one, as well as one of these beautiful flower bundles from Hobby Lobby. The yellowish orange color in the middle of the flower matches perfectly with these lemons, and they also almost resemble the flower buds that you would see on a lemon tree. Now, these are $4.99, but I did get those 50% off. I just held mine up to the canister to determine how far I wanted to cut the stem off because I wanted to have different heights throughout the floral arrangement. I also made sure to fluff out those stems and branches, and you can kind of twist them around until you get it to the fullness that you want. And like I said before, I added a couple of stems from another bundle. Then I cut each one of the flower stems off individually and placed those at different heights. To add a bow, I am using this buffalo check ribbon. Now, I get this from Amazon. I have it listed in my Amazon store below. You get a very large roll, so it is a great value for the money. I'm just going to wrap that around the top of the canister above the handles and tie a simple bow. And once I determine how long I want those tails to be, I'm going to dovetail each one of those, make sure I fluff that bow out nice and pretty. And this was such a simple DIY, but I love how it turned out. I love that pop of yellow with the black and white and the green, and the flowers matched perfectly with this lemon bundle. This looks gorgeous all by itself, or you can pair it with your other lemon decor. You guys let me know what you think. For our final project in today's video, I am using this cutting board sign from Dollar Tree. I'm using my staple remover, but you could use a putty knife or your Cricut spatula to go underneath the top sign and carefully remove that so that I don't damage it. I'm also using that to remove those tacks on the sign. Then I'm going to peel the paper off, and this paper was fairly easy to remove. I took my hairdryer and kind of went over it and loosened up that glue. Then I gave that top sign one coat of white chalk paint. So while that's drying, I'm going to take the back part of the cutting board sign and use some buffalo check scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. I lined this up with where I wanted the stripes to show on the front of the sign. Then I'm just going to carefully flip this over, hold it in place, trace it out, and then cut it down. Now, it is not tall enough to cover the entire back of this cutting board, so you will have to piece the top half of that handle. So I just lined it up with the design. Again, flip that over and traced and cut that out. We will overlap that. I did make it a little bit longer so that those pieces will overlap one another when we attach it. So now that we have that cut out, I'm going to take some black chalk paint and go around the inside rim as well as all of the outside edges of the back of the cutting board, as well as that white sign that's going to go on the front of our cutting board. I'm using a wet baby wipe, trying to get a nice clean line, but it's okay if it gets on the front just a little bit. I'm also taking that same black paint and painting the top of those tacks. Now I'm going to attach the scrapbook paper using Mod Podge, and I put a nice even coat all the way across the top of the cutting board. Place that scrapbook paper on there, and then we can add our second piece. And then I'm going to take a roller to go over this that's going to push any air bubbles and flatten any wrinkles out. And then I'm going to take the Mod Podge and go back over those seams where they overlap to seal those in so they don't peel up later. Now I have made another free printable. This is so pretty. It says, "Bless this kitchen and all who enter it." I'm just going to center that up on that sign that we're going to place on the top of the cutting board. I made indentions to know where to cut, and then something must have been stuck in my paper cutter because it ripped my paper. I didn't want to waste the ink that I used, so I'm going to go with it, and we'll just kind of figure out how to blend this in later on. So I used the scissors to kind of trim it up so it wasn't as frayed. And I'm going to attach the paper to the top of the sign using a glue stick. Then I used my roller to press it down to make sure all those edges were nice and adhered to the back of the sign. Then I'm going to take some black chalk paint. So I originally wanted to make a border around the front of the sign anyway, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to blend in that torn piece of paper. So I added a little more black chalk paint to that area, and then I added some on the opposite side as well to the top area to make it blend in just a little better. Then I'm going to add those tacks back in, and because I had to hammer them in, I'm going to touch up that paint with the black chalk paint. Then we can hot glue our sign right to the center of our cutting board, and I want to make a messy bow, so I'm using some white burlap ribbon, and I'm going to cut 2 lengths down about the width of the cutting board itself, and then I'm using this beautiful green ribbon from Dollar Tree as well as this gorgeous yellow ribbon from Dollar Tree. So I ended up cutting 3 strands of the green and 3 of the yellow. I'm going to overlap these to make them look like an X. I started off with the white and the green and then the yellow, and then I'll put 1 piece of the green and the yellow on the top and use a piece of jute cord to wrap around the center and tie it really tightly in the back with a knot. Cut that excess off, and I'm going to take some of that green ribbon to hot glue around the center to give it a beautiful finished look, but also kind of play off of that yellow ribbon that's on the top. Then I'm going to fluff everything out, make sure that everything looks the way I want it to, and then I'll dovetail each one of those ends, including the white ribbon. And I did cut the yellow ribbon down a little shorter than the green so that you would be able to see it better. I hot glued that right to the top part of the cutting board and then took some of that jute cord to create a hanger by folding it in half and fitting the ends through the loop, double knotting those 2 ends. I used a little bit of hot glue to make sure it's going to stay in place. Cut the excess off, and this project is finished, and it is so beautiful by itself or in a grouping with the other projects we made in today's video. So if you guys have a favorite, please let me know in the comment section down below which one is your favorite. As always, I want to thank you so much for taking time to watch my video. Please take care, and I will see you guys next time.